So I'm here with my mother-in-law, and can you tell us how old you are?
Yes, I'm 56 years old.
And do you use the internet?
Yes, I do.
Do you use it? How frequently would you say that you use the internet?
Well, I use it every day for work, and then I use it personally maybe 2 to 3 times a week.
2 to 3 times a week.
I check my email occasionally, maybe once a week or less. I'll check Facebook. I
You
do
check Facebook about once a week?
less,
Less than once a week? Okay.
maybe once a month.
What other
But I check my
sites?
email once or twice a week,
Oh, your personal email?
my
Okay.
personal email on the internet.
What other sites do you like to go to on the internet besides Facebook and your
I
email?
like to go to lds.org, and I use Wikipedia a lot when I just am curious about something and want to find out. I like Wikipedia as a source.
And just to be clear, LDS.org is a religious website, correct?
That's correct. It's the official website for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay. So how do you usually access the internet? Do you think you use your computer or do you have a smartphone?
I use the computer. I rarely use my phone for searching on the internet. I tend to get frustrated with it.
Okay.
I probably use it
What?
occasionally for finding locations.
Oh, okay. So you use the GPS and the map, Google Maps.
I use the GPS, the Google Maps, or just on the Google, just,
Googling things.
Google in, a location that I want to find.
Okay. So would you say that you access Facebook from your smartphone ever, or do you just use Facebook on the computer?
Yeah, I prefer not to use my phone for Facebook.
Okay. Was picking a specific phone important to you? How did you go about finding and picking out your phone?
Because I don't know enough about phones, I usually ask my sons about what a good phone is.
So what kind of phone did you end up with?
It's a Samsung
Okay.
Galaxy, I believe, S2.
Okay. Okay. And did you pick that because somebody in your family suggested it to you?
Yes.
Okay. When you aren't using your phone, what are your favorite things to do? How do you spend your time, I guess, is more.
I like free time, just free time.
Yeah, free time.
I like to watch movies. I like to go for walks. I like to crochet and read books.
Read books. Oh, good. Do you think the word friend has taken on a new meaning in your life because of your internet or social media use? Would you consider people that you know on your social network to be friends in real life, or mostly people you've met on the internet?
I would say my friends are mostly people that are my friends in person, and I connect with them also on social media.
Is it primarily?
I wouldn't say that I create friends
Okay.
on social media.
So you're not looking for friends on the internet. You just use it to connect with people you already know.
Correct.
Okay. So what's the main reason for using social media for you? Do you connect with your family, or do you like seeing pictures of your grandkids, or?
I think my primary purpose is to connect with family.
Okay.
And occasionally to connect with friends also.
Okay.
That's it.
Do you think there are specific rules that kids should be given when they use the computer or mobile phones?
Well, I think it's kind of hard for me to understand what rules, because the problem I ran into with computers is that I didn't know enough about them to know how to control them. Of course, now I think parents are a lot more savvy about computers and the internet. To me, it was more of a new thing that I wasn't familiar
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there needs to be some kind of protection for children because there's so much on the internet that's inappropriate, that's readily and easily accessible.
Do you feel like maybe the main control should be like an app that controls kids' usage, or do you feel like it should be more parental involvement?
Well, I don't think you can have one without the other. I
Okay.
think even if you have an app, apps aren't perfect, and you would also probably need to have parental involvement.
Okay. What do you think parental involvement with a kid's internet use should be? Like, do you think, like, what did you guys use when you had teenagers? How did you monitor your kids' usage?
Well, the main thing we did is the computer was always in a public place. So
Okay.
the kids were accessing the computer. Typically, there was somebody around them.
Mm-hmm.
It would be rare for them to be accessing the computer with nobody around.
Okay. What about, did you ever talk to your kids about, like, what was appropriate to send over text messages or not? Or, like, what was appropriate to say to somebody online or how private they should be?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was just my younger kids that dealt that much with texting when they were growing up, and I didn't because I think I didn't really address the texting specifically because they knew what we considered appropriate, just even in language and speaking to each other. And
Did you ever
I
have
guess
a
I
rule?
assumed that would translate
Right.
into their other communication.
So you never had a rule that was like, for instance, like don't say anything over text that you wouldn't say to somebody face to face, or you never had to say that to any of your kids.
No.
They
I
just
think
kind
we
of.
had one situation with one of our children where it wasn't even texting, it was something online
Mm-hmm.
where there was an incident where they were, in a sense, making somebody uncomfortable with their communications, and we did have to address it, but that was one occasion that
Okay.
you know of.
So moving on to something lighter a little bit. How do you feel like using the internet has benefited you?
I love the internet because I really don't have a problem with accessing anything that I would consider inappropriate. I'm not tempted by it. I'm not interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about other people that might be exposed to things that they shouldn't be, but I love the fact that if you have a question about anything, you can go to the internet and access information instantly. The amount of knowledge in there, I think, is so vast that I feel actually that I'm unable to make excellent use of it because I'm not that comfortable with using the internet.
But you do Google quite a bit of stuff
Yeah,
still,
I do
right?
Google things when I have a question or I'm interested in something, want to learn something about someone or something. I will Google it.
Do you feel like other people encourage you to use the internet or social media?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would you say encourages you the most to get on the? Is it like your spouse or your kids or
I think it would
grandkids?
be mostly my children. I don't think I would be as involved with media if I didn't have their expertise and their encouragement to do it.
Okay. So in your daily internet use, most of it is on for work. Is that how you feel like you use the internet most?
Well, I guess maybe I don't actually use the internet per se so much in my work as
Just the
using
computer.
the computer. So because of that, I don't feel a great desire to come home and spend time on the internet.
Okay. How
because I do.
comfortable do you feel like you are, like with 10 being maybe like super comfortable and 1 being super uncomfortable? How comfortable do you feel like you are with technology and internet access for yourself?
As far as what I need and what I want to use and access it for, I feel like I'm probably at an 8.
Okay.
I'm sure that there's things that I could do that I'm not aware or don't know how to
Okay.
do that I'd probably be more like a 5.
Okay. Are you interested in new technological advances or new technologies?
I am to the extent where I get something useful out of them. I don't enjoy just spending a lot of time on the computer.
Okay.
Probably because I'm on a computer all day.
Okay. If you need help with the computer or your phone, who do you usually turn to for advice?
To my daughter-in-law, to my sons. That's usually who I turn to.
Do you like to text with your phone?
I love the ability to talk to my phone and have it text. I'm not very good at
You like the
texting
talk
with
to
my
text
fingers.
function. Okay.
And my phone doesn't do it very well, but I really like that feature.
Yeah. Would you say that you text a lot more than you'd use the internet for social media?
Did I text more than I use the internet?
Well, do you connect with people more over social media or text messages usually?
Probably text messages.
Text messages. Okay.
And I really like the Google
Google Hangouts.
Hangouts.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I wasn't exposed to except through my kids, and it's been wonderful for a small group to be able to communicate all at once.
Are there any other kind of platforms that you use to communicate with people?
I would say that's the main one. And
do you ever use Skype?
We use Skype.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly excited about Skype. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I don't like being on camera.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're comfortable with using your smartphone?
Yeah, I can use it for the things that I have a need for.
How do you feel about selfies or selfie culture?
I do see people on Facebook who, it appears to me, their focus on themselves becomes apparent when the only pictures you ever see is of them.
Yeah.
So to me, I think selfies has created a culture of self-centeredness.
Okay.
Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe they're already self-centered and selfies is just a way to express it. I'm not sure.
I just have two more really quick questions. Which room in the house do you feel like you use the internet the most in?
In our family room.
In your family room, okay. Oh, so on the computer in your family room. And that was my last question, which room in your home is your computer located? And was a reason why you have the computer located in your family room?
Correct.
And what was that reason again?
So that it's in public view.
Okay.
So that no one feels like they're in secret or in hiding when they're accessing the internet. I think that's important.
Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you tonight. You've been very helpful.
Thanks.